Hey, Print Hustlers, Bruce from Printavo, Simple Shop Management Software. I've been practicing Ryan's last name a couple times here beforehand. Schraffenberger. Did I get it?
Yeah, you did. It's
Okay.
super easy.
Awesome. We've got the founder of Promotions Guy, Ryan Schraffenberger. You may have been seeing him promote Allmade quite a bit. I see a lot at the trade shows, which is awesome. You'll have to tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that too. But Ryan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, who is Ryan Schraffenberger? Tell us a little bit about your shop and a bit of background there so we can understand.
My name is Ryan Schraffenberger. Now you've heard my last name 4 times.
No one will ever forget.
Yeah, now it's easy to say. So a little background. I started this business in the Florida Keys almost 5 years ago, and we found a void for screen printing, so that's what I aimed for. We started screen printing, then we added a laser engraver, embroidery, sublimation, and promo products, and all kinds of other stuff. So last year, I actually opened a second office in the Detroit area in Michigan, and now travel back and forth. And we have 6 full-time people and 8 commission salespeople, and that's how we're operating right now.
That's awesome. So how did you get into so many different types of decoration? Were you taking jobs as they came in
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what?
I generally just don't say no. I've learned to say no a little bit more now.
Uh-huh.
But when I started, it was yes, yes, yes. I'll get it done. I'll work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and make you happy.
And so you feel like you said that now you're starting to say no more.
Yeah,
Has that helped you?
it has, because when you're first starting out, you need to. For me, it's grab everybody. Let's get every possible customer,
Sure.
and then the reason we do those things in house really is for quality control, because we send them out to a subcontractor. We're not real happy with the work, and then we decide, hey, we got to print this in house because we need to control the quality and lead times because we got to make the end user happy.
Hmm. And so, I mean, you just listed off quite a few types of printing and decoration, and that's all now done in-house. So was that all bought from, I don't know, was it a big company that come in and said, hey, we need tons of these mugs or
Yeah,
like water?
it just depends on what it is. I'm willing to get into anything or try anything if the customer wants it and I can find it to make sense. Because let's say we started embroidery because of one customer, because we needed 3-day lead times or whatever it might be. That way we can advertise that to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it easy to find new customers too.
Got it. You talked about the second location that is not in Florida.
Right.
Okay, so how did that happen, and what's like the plan? What was the thought behind it all?
I actually grew up in Michigan, and I went to college up here, and so did my wife. And we have a 2-year-old now, and we wanted to be around family. So the second location was an easy choice.
Got it. How is it managing 2 shops in quite different locations?
It can be difficult, but just finding good help, a good supporting cast, really.
Who is there an operations type person that is there to manage things day to day, or?
Yeah, we have a full-time and a part-time person in Florida because we don't do that much production there. It's really just to help customers. About 80% of our business comes out of that office. So it's just to keep, the customer service level up.
And then
we
where's the
in
production done?
Michigan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we have a couple heat presses down there and stuff like that for quick turnarounds, but everything else is done in Michigan.
Got it. Very cool. When did you guys start the business?
The business started in Florida 4.5 years ago. I think it was July 14.
How did that come to be? Where you said that there was a need in the market. What did that mean?
Yeah, it's a small town. There's about 10,000 people in Marathon, Florida, but the Florida Keys themselves are kind of small. There were not really any print shops, and people in the Middle Keys don't necessarily want to go all the way to Key West, which is only an hour, or all the way to Key Largo, which is an hour north. They want it close, and they want it from somebody they trust. And there was just a little gap in screen printing, so we grabbed it and built off of that.
How did you get started? Did you buy a manual press? Did you buy something used? Did you?
Yep, bought a manual press, watched about 1 billion of Ryan Moore's videos, and then went from there.
What did you get, a Riley Hopkins or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. And then so you were just printing on a 4x4 or 6x4 or something?
Yeah, we had a 6x4.
That's awesome. We get this question a lot, and this is why I want to ask you because you were in it as well. How did you get customers? Like, were you brokering first and then started doing those in house, or how did you go out and find people to print for?
Finding people has never been difficult for me. Just getting into networking, joining clubs, organizations, just getting involved, volunteering. People will give you the business because they feel like they have to anyway. And if you start doing a good job, then people recommend you to others, and it's easy to grow.
Is there one big area that helped drive quite a bit of sales then? You talked about those clubs, organizations.
I think it's really just hustling and doing as much as you can. For me, marketing is casting a wide net, try to cover as much as you can. And then sales is more of, a sniper rifle approach. We would do marketing and cover the wide net and then pick and choose, and really try to tear down that one or two from each group.
So there wasn't really one source, is that what you're saying? Or
Right. There was not really one source. It was just a little bit of everything. And then we've taken that same model to Michigan, and now 20% of our customers are coming from Michigan in less than a year. So that has worked out pretty well too, just getting involved.
And you have 8, you said, sales reps there in Florida. How does that work? Are they full-time? Are they pure commission?
They are pure commission. And then we have 6 full-time employees and then 2 part-time people. And I pretty much do all the sales.
Got it. Okay. And so you're focusing almost full-time, it sounds like, on sales. They're funneling in jobs. How do you pay them? Is it based on profit? Is it based on total sale?
Total sales, they get 10%.
Okay, 10% of that. And then is there like a team bonus or something?
Yeah, they haven't hit it yet, but if they, sell X amount of dollars per quarter, we will do a trip down to our Florida office from Michigan.
That's
any
awesome.
Michigan reps will go down there.
That's super awesome. Is there anything that you learned something that you learned that you wish you would have done earlier with your sales team?
I'm still pretty new to the sales team, to be honest. Something I've realized, though, is starting to see myself as more of a hunter in the sales world, that not everybody is that way. I thought that in the beginning, that everybody was a hunter, but that is absolutely not the case. Some people are farmers and they like to nurture that customer, or engineers and they just know it really well. I think what I would have liked to have done earlier is have me focus more of my time on sales, because I'm realizing that I'm going to be the driver of the sales, and then anybody else would be a sales assistant in a source, not necessarily really bringing in their own. They can help me with the ones that I bring in.
So you're kind of gathering the leads, and they'll process and nurture and continue, for reorders and things.
Yeah, for me, like it was kind of weird. I had to talk to a lot of different people to realize that was really the case, that I should focus more on the hunting and bringing in the leads and capturing the customer, and they can focus on supporting that customer along the way.
Do you think that's because you're the promotions guy, right? Like, the t-shirt guy, or I feel like every company has, you're, the owner. So is that why, or is it, do you feel that you haven't found the right person yet that is that same type of hunter?
It could be. From what I understand, the hunter type is kind of hard to find, and they generally will work in their own business.
Interesting. I wonder, is it also because they're pure commission? Like if they had ownership as well, or
I could see that making a difference. I haven't tried bringing on a full-time salesperson yet. It is definitely something I'd like to do in 2019, just to see, because I'm willing to try anything to see if it helps. But it's very possible. I think about that a lot too. I know finding somebody that cares as much as the founder does is going to be really hard.
Oh, of course. I think everybody can attest to that.
Yeah.
There's actually a really good book you may enjoy called Predictable Revenue.
Okay.
And it was something that I was reading in setting up sales organizations, but they talk about how they set up sales forces
Mm-hmm.
organization really early on. And they
Mm-hmm.
had almost like this triangle view where it was like one, a kind of account executive type lead person up front, and
Mm-hmm.
they funnel jobs into the two people who were doing demos for the platform essentially.
Sure.
And which are your, it sounds like are the kind of gatherers more so.
Yes.
But it was really interesting because they can keep funneling and funneling, and then everybody gets paid. Like, so the person up front gets paid on the quality of leads and how many demos maybe they set up and follow
Right.
through, whereas the people, the more gatherers, are paid on the straight sales. But yeah, interesting topic, and this just
Mm-hmm.
reminded me as you brought that up as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely look at that.
So you talked about marketing as well was a big thing that you cast the net on to
Mm-hmm.
help generate interest. What types of marketing are you guys doing?
I think that every area is going to be a little bit different. I think it takes a little bit of research to decide. Some places Google AdWords works. Some places you might want to focus on sponsoring events
Mm-hmm.
and the volunteering side of things, maybe donating t-shirts for volunteers. Like I've set up a lot of different packages. It really depends on the customer. So let's say there's a festival going on and we really want the job to print. So we just try to find some creative sources to make sure we get the job, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's we're going to live print there, it'll bring some noise and fun creativity to the party. Or maybe we'll say, hey, we want to do your shirts. We could do it for X, and we'll donate all the volunteer shirts. And if they didn't do volunteer shirts before, that's a great thing for them to give away to the volunteers because they at least feel appreciated in some way. There's just different ways to handle the marketing. We can use social media if we feel that that's working best in a particular area
Mm-hmm.
and boost posts based on that. Our website can be important in particular regions. Radio or newspaper might be better in some places. I think it really just depends on where you are.
What worked for you guys really well? Maybe first in Florida.
I think in a small town where we were was just getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
Just do as much as you can, be as involved as you can, sponsor where you can, and if you can't sponsor money, sponsor your time. If you're flipping hamburgers at the beach party on 4th of July for the Rotary Club, that's just as good as sponsoring the event itself.
That's huge. So all types of clubs. Where did you find the clubs?
Once you get involved in one, a lot of people are generally cross involved in other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I was getting involved in everything. I even sat on our city council for 2 years,
Got it.
just trying to get more and more involved.
Sure. City council, being involved in all clubs,
Yeah.
sponsoring everything.
Yeah.
I've seen some Facebook groups that talk about them being the T-shirt sponsor, which I found
Yeah.
very cool as well.
Yeah.
The sponsor for everything for all these professional sports, right?
For
The
sure.
official bank, the official beer, all this and that. So
Be the shirt guy.
yeah, that's awesome. Again, on this one, I'm curious too, especially getting started versus now. Is there any difference between what you did then versus now? Or are you still doing all the same things?
We do a lot of the same things. I thought it was going to be weird coming into a bigger city. Like Metro Detroit felt like a monster to me, but it's actually just a lot more exciting. You can keep the same mentality, get involved in a small area, and then expand outside of it. And we just volunteer, we live print. Live printing brings so much awareness to your business. It's crazy. I'm shocked that more people don't do it.
Live printing,
But
awesome.
the amount of awareness that you can get from it is crazy.
Are there any tricks in live printing that you do to get the brand name out more while you're
Yeah,
there? Like, are you handing out a bunch of stuff? Are you
yeah, I definitely have a salesperson. Whether have your printer be separate than the other people. Bring additional hands because people need to be talking about what you do. It's really important to have your own custom printed stuff. I see a lot of printers out there that don't have, they bring a tent and it's not a custom tent. I ask myself why. Why? You're in the, putting your name on things brand. You gotta print your stuff. You gotta
hmm
come prepared. You gotta have those table tents or table covers or banners, whatever. You gotta have your name out there.
How do you charge for live printing?
That depends. See, I see it more as like I'm just happy to, even if we did it for the same amount as we would have done it to print their shirts in our facility, I see it as it's not that much more work to bring it out there to me, but we're going to get all that extra exposure and they're not going to charge you for a booth space or anything like that. And we get to reach so many more people and get involved with so many more people. And we show, our partnerships and that we can collaborate well and be involved.
That's awesome. Was there a different shift? So we talked about the marketing in Detroit, which is bigger city than the smaller town that you're in Florida. Were there other channels that you were looking at to focus on because of there's more people and events, or was it the same type of things that you were doing with getting involved with everything?
Same channels, for the most part. And one of the good channels is, the Chamber of Commerce. I know people, tend to not think that they're very useful, but I know that if you decide to get involved in the chamber, you can really do a lot. Just the Chamber of Commerce themselves will probably trade you a membership for merchandise. They are willing to work with you. They want people to be involved. I believe that we're a member of 9 different chambers right now. Mm-hmm. Rotary clubs have been involved in those. Whatever people need, we're there. Churches are a great place to meet people and find new contacts. If somebody requests a need for, we did a trunk or treat for no good reason the last month, but people were already talking to us about how we can print their shirts for that particular business that hosted the trunk.
What's a trunk or treat?
It's it's on Halloween. They do it is instead of trick or treating, like sending all the kids to houses, everyone just brings a car and opens their trunk and decorates it.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Candy. Yeah, it's a neat idea, but we did it just because we wanted to help a local church. It was the Salvation Army, and now they're interested in buying all their basketball uniforms and T-shirts for all their trips from us. Just because you show a kind heart every now and then, it goes a long way.
That's so awesome. I love it. One thing that we were talking about, so we were hanging out at a couple of trade shows as you help volunteer with Allmade as well. Mm-hmm. First of all, Allmade, what is it? For there's obviously shops that haven't heard about it. So, what is Allmade and what's it all about?
Allmade is fantastic. In short, the whole idea, not only is it the most environmentally friendly shirt out there with 6 plastic recycled bottles in every tri-blend, also has the goal of ending global poverty involved in it. So the facility in Haiti employs about 200 people, and they don't pay minimum wage. They really take care of those employees. They pay 3 to 5 times the minimum wage. They, will reimburse them for travel to and from work. They cover their payroll taxes and health insurance. It's really unheard of in a third world country. Not only that, their shirts are really comfortable too.
Oh yeah, to be honest, that's literally what I always just say. It's like, look, just feel this shirt. It is literally the softest shirt that I feel like I felt. And I know Bella makes some pretty good tees. Next Level makes some really good tees. But yeah, I mean, they fit really well. And they fit after. And I don't have to worry about drying them. It holds up pretty well. They're comfortable.
The environmental impact is fantastic. And the humanitarian efforts are crazy, too. So it's a no-brainer in my mind to support them.
Yeah, it's getting chillier in Chicago, so we're going to need some long sleeves soon.
Yeah, it's progress.
One thing we were talking about the show is these open houses, which was really cool that you brought that up, because this is something I was pushing on and thinking about creating like a guide of how to do this as well. But you actually did it. And what is the open house for your shop? Where are you having it? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's really simple. We just, throw some ads in the paper, on the radio, or through Facebook, however, and just open our doors and let people come in. So we've done a handful of them, and we enjoy it. Let them come in and print. Let them come in and talk to an artist and, talk about their logos. They can come in and place orders. They can come in and check things out. It's just a kind of a free game for them to work on, whatever they're interested in. And letting them see the process of printing really changes their view, and they understand if they have to pay for screens.
Do you do this in Florida and Detroit?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is there a way that you advertise differently in each area?
Yes. In Florida, we advertise free beer.
Interesting.
People like that.
That's awesome. And then how often are you doing this?
Every other month or so. And it just depends, we can open it up to particular groups and stuff too. I actually, I coach a 10-year-old hockey team. We we're actually opening on Saturday to watch a Red Wings game in our office, but we're also going to, fire up the presses and let them print their own shirts for the team, for their friends and families and stuff too. So, there's 15 kids on the team. Each of them have two parents, so there'll be about 45 people here eating pizza, watching hockey, and printing shirts. So that way, it just brings awareness to those 45 people. Next time they think about, oh, wow, we need screen printed shirts for X, they say, oh, yeah, remember when we went and printed those shirts at Promotions Guy? This is perfect.
That's a great idea. Yeah, focusing around a current event like that. So you talked about advertising it around. You mentioned Facebook. You mentioned a couple others. What were the other channels that you post on?
We use Facebook and Instagram mainly. As far as social media goes, that's what we stick to. We are trying to get more into videos. We made a pretty terrible one 2 weeks ago. If you haven't seen it,
oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
But we're gonna focus more on those and have some fun with video.
Did you post that on your Promotions Guy Facebook business page?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so everybody go check that out if you haven't seen it. It's really cool. It reminds me of those, those infomercials during the day where they're like, "Is this a problem?" and they're dropping like dishes all over the counter and everything, and
yeah,
it was great.
We have a lot of ideas for a lot of videos. It's just finding the time to do them, and we're gonna try to release at least one a month
For sure.
Have some fun with it.
That's awesome. So video you're trying. You do Facebook and Instagram. Are those posted directly? Like, is this an event on Facebook you create to get people to RSVP or?
Nope, I haven't even made it an event. I just post a flyer and boost it.
Okay. So you design a flyer, you post it, and you boost it. How much do you spend on the boosting, and how far in advance?
Honestly, probably $100, $50, two different times.
Okay.
Maybe 2 weeks in advance, and then a couple days before.
How many people usually come?
We had over 100 at our last one in Michigan.
That's awesome. Have you tried any? Do you guys do any like press release type stuff with the local newspapers and things?
Not really, but once again, we do get involved in a lot of different charitable things here, and chambers, Rotary clubs, whatever. So people find out through those channels, and those are the people that are generally going to come.
Got it. And then I'm assuming do you use your email list of customers? Let them know.
We haven't even in the past.
Okay.
We'll just think of people that we think should be there, and let them know. And if they want to come, great.
That's awesome. And so that's on the advertising side. How do you manage it? So, you've got 100 people coming in at any point. Are you sectioning off areas? Like, do you like close off access to the ink area?
No.
Having kids poke around?
No. I think a strategy, if you expect 100 plus people, I highly recommend making it a longer event. Don't try to fit 100 people in an hour. Mm-hmm. I would say make it 5 hours long, so that they come sporadically rather than all at once. Have somebody operating a press, have somebody operating heat presses. That way people aren't walking up to them and doing anything anyway. Mm-hmm. We'll have people talking about products and sales, and I haven't really worried about that, but our inks are kind of sectioned off anyway.
So somebody is operating the press and heat press. Are they going through and printing their shirt too, and the operator's helping them, or?
Yeah, we let people, use our manual to print their own shirt if they want to. But we also want our auto running so people can see that we can print more than 30 shirts an hour.
Sure. I'm assuming it's some sort of design that you guys set up for the event.
Yeah, we'll do something with our logo built into it so that they can wear our shirts around.
How many shirts do you guys... Oh, so that's smart, actually. So get something, and then on the design, put your logo on it, too.
Yeah.
How many shirts do you guys usually buy for the event?
We use all of our leftovers and let them pick
very cool.
all of our extras. That way we can weed those out, because, we'll order extras for particular jobs like anybody else that, is worried if we have to print it day of event or something. Just have extras laying around and people will grab whatever. And if they, we'll do something like leave us a review on Facebook and we'll upgrade you an all-made shirt or do something like that.
Oh, smart. That's awesome. You get that, you set them up, they go through the flow, there's free beer, it's just fun, music playing, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And then how long is it normally?
5 hours.
Okay, 5 hours. And that's on a Saturday or Sunday?
We actually, our last one we did it, I think it was a Friday. We did it from 4 to 9.
Oh, okay, very cool. Any interesting tips that you learned to help make things easier, that you didn't know early on?
Make a plan.
Got it.
Have an agenda, kind of. It doesn't have to stick to it exactly, but have an agenda, let employees know where they're supposed to be.
Sure,
And if they're going to leave, let somebody else know, if they need to go and do something. But
sure.
they need to enjoy it too. So rotations are okay.
Do you guys buy
And
food and things?
yeah, once again, if you're in a chamber of commerce or something like that, you're generally going to know somebody that caters or has a pizza place or whatever. And, you can talk to them, make a deal, say, hey, we'll print you all these shirts. Just bring us 20 pizzas, something like that.
Got it.
We are not afraid to trade and barter.
Right. Which is smart. I mean, you should. That's awesome. These are very cool ideas and tips for others to be able to try, and
Hmm.
I'm super excited to be able to for you to be able to share this, especially because it's literally what I was thinking like 2 weeks before I ran into you when we were talking about this. So
Hmm.
awesome, Ryan. What are you looking forward to in the future? Like, what are you working on right now?
I'm actually working on two different things. I'm working on doubling our sales in 2019, which is going to be very fun.
Hmm.
And I'm also working on a subscription-based marketing company called The Advertising Garage. And we're doing everything from website design and maintenance to SEO, email marketing, social media content, photography, video, all kinds of additional stuff, but it'll be subscription based. And the plans go from $300 a month to $2,500 a month. We're focusing on small to medium sized businesses. And I think it'll be a lot of fun because I'm surprised when I talk to people that aren't real busy and all I want to do is help them
For
get
sure.
there. So,
That's awesome. The website garage. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of print shops as well could
yeah,
use an extra hand.
yeah.
Very cool, Ryan. Well, I truly appreciate your time here today. This has been super helpful. This is Ryan from the Promotions Guy. Thank you again for all the time.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Awesome. See ya.
Thank you. See you later.